All right.
Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night opportunity call. So tonight we are going to be telling you all about our amazing Juice Plus products and our work from home business opportunity. And we are going to get started right away with our lovely Paula, who is going to be telling you all about our...
Carl.
Oh, sorry, I just checked.
My mistake, Carl.
No, I thought, let me double check beforehand. Maybe I've read an old message.
You're on your toes, you see.
We are now going to hear from the lovely Carl, who's going to be all about our amazing products.
Good evening. My name's Paula. Welcome to our... no, I'm joking. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, James. And thank you for having me on again. I'm here to present the Juice Plus products, which I absolutely fell in love with last year. I actually came across them in lockdown 1 at a time in my life when... I think everyone can say this about the Juice Plus products. They came along at the right time, you know. I was very unhealthy, very bad skin, very negative feelings every morning. And I realized it came down to my diet. And that's when Juice Plus came in and helped me with the premium capsules and our full range of products, which we're going to share with you as we go through this evening. So it came down to my nutrition. And it turns out that a lot of my family and friends also had similar side effects from basically not getting the right food inside us, which is fruits and veggies. And studies actually show, if we look at the next slide, that a huge percentage of us are just like myself and just like our families, in a sense of we don't get enough fruits and vegetables in our diets. And that has many, many different side effects. They always say you are what you eat, right? And apparently we're not eating the right thing. So 87.4% of adults, they're not getting enough veggies, all the way down to the kiddies, where 70% are not getting enough. Over 70% of youngsters are not getting enough fruits and veg. And I actually saw that in my family as well. So my niece, my nephew, my niece is a very active young lady. So she was basically getting tired. She was starting to get sick and take days off school. And that's when I started to share with her Juice Plus. And, it made a big difference in her life and my life. And it should help the 96% of kids out there as well. If we go on to the next slide, James. Cheers, mate. So the first product I came across was the Juice Plus capsules, which is fruits, veggies, and berry blend. And essentially, it's the essence of all the fruits and veggies and berries that you see on there. Juiced, had the sugar taken out, the water taken out, and the fiber, and then basically broken down and dried into this little powder that goes into these little capsules and gummies and sweeties that we eat every day. The good thing about this is they are all whole foods. So they are all grown to their peak ripeness. So each of the fruits, veggies, and berries in there, you get the essence of them every single day in what you have in the morning. And it's basically bridging the gap between what you should eat and what you do eat. Next slide, please, James. So the products themselves, like the fruits, veggies, and berries that goes in them, are actually grown on exclusive farms around the world. And like how the coffee companies, they have their own farms that exclusively grow coffee beans for them, where we have all our fruits, veggies, and berries grown on hand-picked farms around the world. And our unique drying and juicing process, as I just mentioned, ensures the maximum amount of micronutrients and phytonutrients and all the goodness that's basically within these products. Now, the fruits, the veggies, the berries I mentioned, they are grown to their peak ripeness. So essentially, a lot of the products that we come across on the shelves in supermarkets and in shops and things like that, they've taken weeks and weeks to get there. They're picked early and then they ripen along the way. Or you might even have seen it in the supermarket like I have, where it's like ripen at home. I think we got some peaches or something like that recently, and it says, ripen at home. So they basically sit on the shelf and wait. So we grow them to the peak ripeness. They get all the micronutrients and phytonutrients in there. Then we pick them and minimally process them to pop them in these products that we all use every single day. Next slide, please, James. And the good thing about the Juice Plus products is that they are potentially free for children. James, can I get the next slide, please, bud? And they're provided free to children because all of us, all the people who work in the business and use the products and enjoy the products, we all chip in a little bit to be able to share the products with kids around the world. So not only when I'm using my capsules and getting all the benefits of all these fruits and veggies and all the amazing things that have happened to myself and the people who you'll hear from tonight on this call, and we get to give that for free to our children, so long as they're between the ages of 4 and 21 years old, and they can get them for up to 4 years as well. So I mean, you can just imagine, think about it. How many of us get 30 different fruits and veggies in our systems every single day? And of those fruits, veggies, and berries, how many of them are grown to their peak ripeness, like you see just here. The Healthy Starts program, which is what the kids, how the kids get the free products, they actually get little sweets or little gummies, or they look like Haribo, essentially. And I know my niece and nephew, they come to mummy every single morning for them, looking for their little gummies. And it essentially means the kids, instead of eating loads of sweets, they're getting loads of fruits and veggies, right? And I mean, the kids have started eating more fruits and veg naturally because the body craves, what we put into it. They've also started asking for more fruits and veggies, drinking more water. And like a lot of kids and a lot of families around the world, they've seen huge improvement in less days off school, drinking more water, eating less junk food, not more, thank God. And just generally feeling healthier and better around. So the good thing about the Juice Plus products is, like, when I came across them, obviously we can say, oh, they're full of fruits and veggies. You can look at the ingredients, you can see where they're grown around the world. But the best thing about them was the fact that they'd had research conducted on them over the last 25 years. There's been 40 gold standard studies done on these products. And what it's found out is essentially that they are really good for our system. Who knew? Fruits, veggies, and berries were really good for our system, and it came to a shock to me when I found out. I know I sound like I'm being sarcastic there, but I never used to eat any fruits, veggies, and berries. And then when I looked at some of these studies, and I found that not only are they bioavailable, so because they're fruits, veg, and berries, they get into your bloodstream, but they have all these great effects, like they can improve the skin. They've been found to improve oral health, to help hair grow. It's one of the effects I've had as well. I had many bald patches on the back of my head that have been reduced. It's going to go eventually, but at least they've been reduced. And I believe it's down to the nutrition. There's studies conducted on oral health, skin health, biodiversity, oxidative stress, tons and tons of scientific research that won't go away, which is why we chose to take the risk and expose our products to all these universities, top medical people around the world, to see if they do what we say they do. Which luckily it came back that they did, because if it didn't, then we'd have been basically faced with having to accept the results, because obviously it's an independent study. But there you go. If you want to know anything extra about these scientific studies, ask whoever invited you on the call. They will show you on their personal website. Next slide, please, James. No, the slides have caught up to me. So we had the capsules, the fruits, veggies, and berries, they looked after the micronutrients. But Juice Plus then found out about another dietary gap in the market, and that's essentially omegas. So omegas is something that our body needs, but for some reason doesn't produce. I think we need to speak to whoever made us to sort that one out. But in the meantime, Juice Plus decided to provide omegas in another capsule form. So it's in a liquid form. But the good thing about this is you'll have heard of omegas in fish oils and omega-3 and 5. And we've all seen the Bird's Eye adverts, right, with the omega-3 in the fish fingers. But we wanted to do it in a vegan way. And we wanted to, go to the real essence of where it came from and provide a full spectrum of omega. So we went to the algae oil, to pomegranate seeds, so everything you can see there, and essentially to the seabed, to what the fish eat to get the omegas, rather than actually from the fish, where you can find other toxins and potentially plastics, apparently, which is quite frankly a little daunting. Next slide, please, James. You'll see that the omegas, have the full spectrum: 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. I want to say. I'm sure someone can correct me. After this, I see thumbs up, so we're doing all right. And then, sorry, James, I let you skip and then wasn't ready, but now I'm ready to talk about our complete range, because look, we've done the micros, we've done the micronutrients that we need, we've done the fruits and veggies and everything. And then Juice Plus thought, okay, how can we help our customer base? How can we solve another problem? So we wanted to work on performance. So we wanted to work with people who are, top athletes and who want to go on, endurance and push their bodies, but but also other people on weight management programs and looking to look after their body and just get, a whole meal inside them from whole foods, all healthy, all vegan. So we came up with the complete range. Now there's multiple things in there. There's the shakes, which you see, which is the chocolate and the vanilla, the soups, which I had as a cup of soup earlier today, and there's the bars just there, which are all complete meals, and they look after your macronutrients. So they look after your healthy fats, healthy proteins, and healthy carbs, and obviously vegan as well. So you can get these, you have them every day. I have a shake for my breakfast. As you heard, I had a snack this afternoon, which was my veggie cup of soup, and they're great. They're absolutely filled full of healthy food, and you just feel better. They give you more energy, and they can help you with your performance and endurance, whether it's pre and post workout, or whether it's as a meal replacement if you're trying to look after your weight or even gain weight. If you could just go on to the next slide, please, James, buddy. And last, but by no means least, is our pick-me-up. So that thing that just gives you that extra little boost when you need the energy. Rather than reaching from a Red Bull, rather than reaching for a coffee, we reach for our Uplift or Lift. And it's natural caffeine from the yerba mate plant. It's all natural again. No sugars in there, nothing like that. And all fruits, veggies, and berries. And it's essentially just the kick that you need that really, really picks you up. I mean, I've had Red Bull before, I've had this before. It's literally the same feeling. It's just you feel healthier. Whereas when you have something else other than Red Bull, obviously there's more than just Red Bull on the market. You get my point. I feel like I'm on the BBC when I say that. But yeah, so when you reach for your Red Bull, it tastes all chemically and you get that smell before it. You don't get that with the Uplift, which is how I would relate the two together. But I mean, there you go. I mean, I stumbled through it. We had a little bit of technical issues, but I enjoy sharing about the products because I love them so much. I found the capsules, they helped with my skin, they helped with my mental health, they helped with my diet, as did the community. The shakes, the soups and everything, they fill you up. They're a great meal and the whole food, and then the Uplift picks us up. But thank you very much for having me again. And I'll hand you back over, Sarah. Cheers.
Thank you, Carl. That was absolutely amazing. You are a pro on the products. I'm even listening to you like, oh, I really need to scrub up on my product knowledge. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And we are now going to hear from some people who are using the products personally and see what their experience has been with those so far. And up first, we have got the lovely Charlotte.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us and sharing your journey with us tonight.
That's all right. Glad to be here.
You can just take it away and tell us about your experience with the product so far.
Awesome. So I started for a weight loss point of view. We had our honeymoon postponed because of COVID, and I tried to look on the bright side and think I've got an extra 12 months to get into the shape that I want to look in my bikini. I don't like looking back at my wedding photos because of the size I am, and I thought I don't want to have the same thing for my honeymoon, and I've now got 12 months extra to sort it out. I am 2 stone down nearly. I'm like a pound off 2 stone, so really pleased with that. And I'm doing it slowly as well. Like a lot of people think that I could have lost more in this time, but for me it's about keeping it off, because I've done diets before and I just put it all back on and more. And this time I'm not putting it back on, and I'm doing it slowly, and I'm making these lifelong changes. And that's what I like about this, because I couldn't keep up with the other diets, and then you just go completely off and then you just go right back up again. Whereas this one for me has just been completely different. I love it, I enjoy it, and I could honestly see myself being on these products for the rest of my life. So I started off on the shakes. I then started looking at the premium capsules, because I knew for a fact I wasn't getting my 5 a day, let alone 10 to 14 a day, which I think is what they actually recommend now, isn't it? I wasn't getting my 5 a day, so I thought, you know what, I've not got terrible skin or struggle with my hair or things like a lot of girls start on the capsules for, but I thought I definitely need more fruit and veg in my diet. And then I started on the omegas as well, because I thought I might as well go for all of them. Now I had 2 car accidents within 6 weeks that I was involved in, so it caused really bad sciatica, because my lower back was really inflamed. I've also got no cartilage in one of my knees, so I've got like bone on bone. Sarah, I can just see you reacting to that, and I've been in a lot of pain for a long time, and I used to say to my family, I feel like one of those pigeons you see with one leg. They just kind of hop along and just kind of get on with it. And honestly, like, I can't obviously make any medical claims or anything like that, but I genuinely feel like I'm not in as much pain as I used to be. Like, I can get on with my day-to-day stuff, and I've even started doing some exercises in the morning, which I never dreamed I'd be able to do. And I genuinely think it's the omegas that have really helped me, because it started when I started taking the omegas. I can see some nodding as well, so I'm thinking that other people have had it as well. And I'm thinking, like, because obviously I think it's 3 of the omegas out of the 5 have got reducing inflammation properties, and I think that that's what's helped me, because I didn't want to be taking ibuprofen 4 times a day for the rest of my life, because that's just not good for you. So the fact that I can get it from this plant-based source, and it's just really helped me from my personal point of view, it's just really helped me as well. So yeah, it's just, you know, I started obviously for the weight loss, and I've just gained so much more from it that I couldn't ever have dreamed of. So I've still got a long way to go. I want to lose a few more stones still, but you know, it's a long journey. It's a whole lifestyle change, and I'm really happy with how I've been going with it so far.
Oh, Charlotte, that was amazing. Firstly, congratulations on your marriage and on your weight loss. That's absolutely. And I really love what you said about the healthy lifestyle changes, because I also tried some ridiculous diets over the years. I look back now at some of the, you know, there's the cabbage soup diet and apple diet, a diet for people who are going into surgery, like these really ridiculous ones, where you can lose weight really quickly, but it's not healthy and you don't keep it off. Whereas with our plans and our products, it's really like flooding your body with good nutrition, not just in the products but in the actual food plans as well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think I did one diet where I lost 3 stone in 3 months, but my friend, who then turned out to be one of my bridesmaids later on, she used to call it my mince and onion diet, because for breakfast, lunch and dinner I just had minced beef. And I used to get it out at lunch, and she goes, "Oh, do you even enjoy it?" And I'm like, "No, but it's like all I can eat." You know,
for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
It was ridiculous.
That's quite crazy.
I wasn't even
allowed.
I know, I wasn't even allowed to eat carrots because there was too much sugar in them on this one. I did. Honestly, it was so strict, and yeah, I lost the weight, but I put it all back on again and more. So it's like, you can't stick like that.
Well,
I'm so glad sustainable
on our products, and that we're doing a way together. And like you said, you know, you sort of start off for the weight loss, and then the amazing health benefits follow that you probably weren't expecting. Still amazing all round. So I'm really, really pleased for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And up next we have got our lovely Sam. I hope, because I know she was putting the kids to bed.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hi. I've literally just come on. Oh, okay, great timing. I just caught the end of Charlotte's. Yeah, hi.
Hi. You take it away.
Right, what am I doing? Telling you my story. So I was heavily pregnant, and it sounds like a joke, doesn't it? I was heavily pregnant in lockdown here, and didn't even know what a Juice Plus was, whatever. My friend was doing it, and she was doing it to lose a little bit of weight and tone up, and I saw it happening, and I was like, okay, cool, never heard of it. But she started casually explaining it to me, just like proper sowing the seed. And yeah, I was like, sounds good, sounds natural. I'm all about, like, you know, natural this, natural that kind of thing. So I was like, right, okay, let's give birth, and then let's get to it. So gave birth, tick. And then I got the berries, was the first thing. And did I join the business at the same time? I think I did, you know, or maybe I was on the berries for 2 weeks, and then I was like, I feel really energetic, and I've just had a kid. Like, this is really cool. Like, if this is the beginning of just taking one of the products and you know, not thinking about it, not really like putting anything into it, not doing any exercise, not doing nothing, just taking the berries. 2 weeks later, I was like, I actually feel energetic, and I have a newborn and a toddler. Like, this cool, this could be good. So I was like, well, I'll join the business, you know, not worked for 4 years, which I hate not working. Join the business. I like talking, clearly. So thought that might go quite well with the whole thing. And quickly bought everything else to get going with that. And basically, yeah, so what's that? Ellie is 10 months old today. So 10 months or 9 months I've been doing this business, and I'm a completely different person. Like in the last stages of my pregnancy or during my pregnancy, I really wasn't well. I wasn't unwell, but I wasn't right mentally. I was really down, really dark, really depressed. I had postpartum depression with my first kid a couple of years ago. So also I had that in my mind, like, I'm gonna get it again. But whatever, I was just in a bad place, basically, bad place. And I was like, I'm about to have a kid, supposed to be really happy. But I, on all the products, and especially the Omegas, I just didn't ever dip down. I stayed okay, and then I just started getting like amazing. I've been in Spanish mode all day. I really apologize for my amazing English use and grammar and everything right now, but you're understanding my gist. Oh my god. Yeah, and the products just continue to just like boost me up in all sorts of ways. And then obviously, as everyone knows who's used them, the energy they give you, that's your motivation to lose weight, because you have more energy. So I lost all my baby weight and some. I put a bikini on today for the first time in, no, sorry, Dad. I put a bikini on for the first time today in, I'm not kidding, without putting shorts on top, my whole life. I've always worn shorts on top of my bikini, always, forever. It doesn't matter, pool, beach, family, whatever. And today was the first time. Well, last summer I did a little bit, but today I was like, huh, okay. Like, and like, why should we not feel good with ourselves? Good with ourselves. God, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I just have more confidence than ever. And I love taking the products. I will never be without them. And the business is just like, I see all you people, like the people in my team, like, it's just, I don't even know most of you. Well, I know you now, but like through WhatsApp, for God's sake, you're just these little squares like you are now on my screen. Like, you know, it's just amazing, the support and the friendships that I've made in such a short time. And like, it's real, it's genuine, like they're actually nice, normal people. And do you know what I mean? Like, they, if they're saying something motivating to you, they really genuinely mean it for you. And it's just amazing. And I will never, you know, never mind the income, never mind the bonus structure and all that jazz. Like the money that comes in is just, you know, getting better and better for me, and amazing, because it's my only source of income. I've got a partner, but you know, my personal income is important to me. So yeah, I'm just loving it, and gotta stop. Otherwise I'll go on. Sara, stop me.
Stop, no joking. Sam, you are absolutely amazing. I love listening to you. And your picture that you posted today in the bikini was just absolutely amazing. I messaged Sam right away. I was like, oh my god, look at you. So in a nutshell, looking amazing, full of energy, loving life, and always full of energy with both of the
You've muted yourself, Sara.
God, sorry. I'm the least technical person you'll ever meet. So if I've managed to do this business for 5 years, anybody can. But in a nutshell, you're doing absolutely amazing, Sam. I've loved watching your journey, and you look absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we've heard from a few people about the products, and we are now going to move on to the business side of things, and we're going to get started with our amazing James, who's going to be telling us about the business and bonus structure.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Sorry, Sara, there was a testimonial of Paula also about product.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't think she was on the list, but that's absolutely fine. Paula, we'd love to hear your testimonial as well.
Hello, good evening to everybody.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, fine, Sara. You? Hello to everybody.
Very well. Sorry we missed you.
Nice to meet you.
And you, you can just take it away and tell us all about your...
Okay, so I just began with the products 2 months ago, not more, but just after a week, I just see the benefits, because really, I just use the trio, so the premium cups, and after a week, my jeans goes larger, and I said, wow, I can't believe it, because I always had weight problems, always. So I did a lot of diets like Charlotte, so I improved all of it, really. But with this program, I can believe it, because I'm a mother. I don't have time, so I don't have time neither for the exercise. So I only take the products, really. And after a C-section, my belly was like down, and I managed in 2 months to take off 8 centimeters of my belly. Yes, really, there are a lot of, and where my kids is 4 years old, and I also joined the Healthy Starts for Our Family program, and he loves the green one. He calls the green one, Mommy, can you give me the green one? So we are all on it together. And also my husband, he doesn't take the trio, but he eats the one of my kids for a day, and she said, oh, I have more energy, I'm feeling well. So I think he's going to pass on the caps also.
Oh, I love that, Paola, and I love that you're a whole Juice Plus family now as well, not just you.
And I'm also doing the business, so I'm really meeting a lot of people, and I'm enjoying loving to everybody. We said in Italy, we also talk with the stones of the product, because I really, yes, we really love it, and I enjoy to talk to everybody, yes, really.
Oh, Paola, that was absolutely amazing, and congratulations on your amazing results so far in just 2 months.
Thank you. Yes, 2 months, really. Yeah, today, exactly 2 months.
Oh, wow. Really, really amazing.
And for me, yesterday I put a dress that I didn't put it from 10 years ago. So for me it was, wow, yeah, really fits me now.
I love that. I love that.
Yes, because I did, I think 3 or 4 diets after my kids was born, and I didn't manage to go down like this with the weight.
Yeah. Oh, Paola, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
And we're excited to watch your journey and hear more in the coming months as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so apologies for the mix-up. We have 2 callers, and I thought James meant the other caller.
Okay.
Totally my fault, so apologies.
Don't
and we're
worry,
now,
thank you.
no problem. We're now going to hear from our lovely James, who's going to tell us about the business.
One more person, Sara, Charlotte.
No, we've heard from Charlotte.
Oh, have we? It's that Charlotte from Millie. Is that
yes,
Millie? Oh, cool. Right. Okay. Fine.
I'm going right. Red, James.
Don't worry. Yeah, we're doing well. On we go. All right. So I'm going to share now about the business. Yep. So 90% of people that are on the product are only taking the product. They're not involved in the business. But there is a business opportunity here, which is really, really strong. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that and how it actually works. So it's called the Juice Plus franchise. And there are 4 ways that you can make money, or that we make money in the business. And this was the way it was first explained to me, and took me 2 shots to get Maths GCSE. So if I can explain it, I hope you can get it. So there are 4 ways we make money: retail, team building, clubs, and network. So let's have a look at what those are all about. On the retail side, we earn between 10 and 20% retail profit. So that I find amazing. And the company do all the shipping, they do all the collecting of the money. All we need to do is basically connect the customer with the company, and they do all the rest. So that translates into, if we develop 2 customers a month on the premium, that's the fruit, the vegetables and the berries, then we would be earning £2,500 a year at the end of the first year. If we had 4 customers, you can see it goes up to 5,000, 6 customers goes up to 7,500, 8 customers a month, with just 2 customers a week, we'd be earning £10,000 a year. Wow. When I looked at that, I thought that's incredible. And it's really, really exciting that there is a really good amount of money to be earned from retailing the product, just developing customers. So there's a way that we can work smarter rather than harder, though, and that is to do with team building. So if I develop 24 customers and I have 3 other people that develop 24 customers each, hey presto, something rather magical happens. I am starting to earn £800 a month, or £10,000 a year, as if I had developed 8 customers a month myself. But in reality, I've developed 2 customers a month, and I've helped 3 other people do the same. A little bit easier, but it's fascinating to see the way the income really, really grows. However, if I've got 12 people, each in my team that have each got 24, the premium, could be more on the shakes, but on the premium, then I'm going to be earning £30,000 a year. My goodness, from what is for most people a part-time business. And you think, wow, what could I spend all that money on? You know, that's about it's £2,500 extra coming in a month. I mean, basically that would pay most people's mortgages and most people's money that needs to be spent on bills, etc., and food. Everything else then is on top, fun money. So it's a great way to structure and strategize with our lives. This, though, is the most intriguing side of it, and that is the network building. So, for example, if I develop 3 team members who each develop 3, it's very hypothetical, but it can easily work like this, and it can work way more than this. But if that was the case, if each of these people just had their own product order, I would be earning £1,000 a month, or £13,000 a year. Just if all of the people in this network have just their own product order. However, if each of them had 24 customers each, well, you can see the figures go up substantially, and I'm up to, you can see that on a monthly basis, and a very big amount of money on an annual basis every year. However, as I said, this is not limited to this. I mean, we can have 5 people that we could develop into the team who each develop 5. Again, hypothetical in a sense, but it can really, really roll like this. Again, if each of these people have just their own order, let's say it's £100, it might not be as much as that, but let's say it is, then you can see what we're earning. We're earning £12,000 a month, and a lot on a month, on an annual basis. And of course, if each of them have 24 customers each, you can see the figures become absolutely crazy. Now, on top of that, there's also a fantastic bonus program, and you can see what it is. So from start to all the way to the top, that's what we can earn, and a lot of people have earned that. So it's all there for us. You know, what would you do with that money? I mean, life-changing for a lot of people, you know. And on top of this, let's just sit back and think, well, look, perhaps we don't get how we would do this. Perhaps we don't even think it is possible. What would Richard Branson tell us, who's a seasoned entrepreneur? He says, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure you can do it, say yes, and then learn how to do it later. And I think that really is probably the best way to do anything. Ride a bicycle, learn how to swim, you just get on and you do it, and the rest takes care of itself. So I'll hand back to Sara.
Thank you, James. And I totally agree with that, because I personally started the business and the products on the same day. And I think it's definitely a great way to build your business, because we basically get paid to share our journeys and to help other people jump on plans. So both together for me worked really, really well, and learning on the job. So we are now going to hear from some people who are in the business already and see what they are thinking of it so far. And we are going to get started with Daniele.
Yes, good evening everybody. And yeah, Sara, by the way, you're doing a fabulous job. Okay, so well done for all the, you know, we tried to throw you off, but you managed to hold the reins. Yes, so thank you. But thank you for having me tonight. My name is Daniele. For those who don't know me, I'm an Italian health professional. We have a clinic here in central London, in Harley Street, where we deal with issues with the digestive system. So that was kind of like my way into Juice Plus was as a health professional, because I was interested in recommending the capsules to our clients. And then obviously after that, I got really excited because the products were so good. I was really excited about the business opportunity as well. That I've been running now for 7 years, completely part-time, alongside the work of my clinic. And over the last, especially over the last year with the pandemic, it's really been a godsend to have another business on top of my traditional business. So I would recommend everybody that is kind of like maybe is in a similar situation where they already have another business, or you know, or they are thinking, can I do this part-time alongside my full-time job? You can absolutely do it. And I think it's a really good idea to have options, you know, because you know, the world that we're living in at the moment, we never know when our plan B can become a plan A. So it's been definitely great for me.
Thank you, Danielle. And it's so true. There's so much uncertainty at the moment, isn't there? And I think, as you said, to have that extra income stream just to fall back on is definitely a great idea. Thank you very much. Okay, we are now going to hear from our lovely Paula.
Thanks, Sara. Hi, everyone. Welcome to tonight's call. So yeah, my background is in hair and beauty, and I used to run a really successful salon for 15 years. And when that came to an end, I just, as a mum and as a single mum, the thought of just starting a business right from the scratch again, from the bottom, and just ploughing in tens of thousands of pounds and all the hours that it takes to start up a new business, it just really, really scared me. And so I started looking for something while I was doing my clients privately, just, you know, thinking there must be another way. And then I came across the Juice Plus business, and I was absolutely blown away by what I heard. I remember James being at an event, that my first one that I went to, and I was so impressed that he'd been involved for, I think then, over 25 years, and he'd got a life of freedom. And I just heard all the stories, and I just loved what I heard. And I just thought, I want to give it a go because I've got absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Because what I saw was that I could build a business online from home or wherever I wanted around my other business and around my daughter, and always be there for her, which is exactly what I wanted. So that's what I've basically done for the last 6.5 years. And then come last year, when, you know, the pandemic happened and I couldn't do my other business, this business has been an absolute godsend, because without it, I wouldn't have had an income, basically. So I've been able to put my foot down, work a lot harder, earn more money than what I was before. And it's just taken away all the stress. And also it's, you know, an amazing community. You meet so many people, you're never on your own. And you know, it's just for everybody. For me as a business owner, it's been perfect. As a mum, it's been amazing. It's given me the opportunity to be a yes mum and a present mum for the last 6.5 years. And I'll be forever grateful that I saw this opportunity. I said yes to it, and it's given me what it's given me. And I'm really looking forward to, you know, moving even further forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. So obviously I'm Sara, and I have been with Juice Plus for 5 years now, even though it doesn't feel like that long because it's absolutely flown by. So I originally started because after my son's autism diagnosis, I had to stop working. Obviously, you know, the appointments and the assessments and the reports and the appointments and all of that. So for me to hold down my job at the time and my studies was just absolutely impossible. And I always say I really take my hat off to any parents who manage to hold down that full-time job whilst raising their children, because I know how challenging that is. That was me for quite a long time. So then I came across Juice Plus online. I've been suffering with some of my own health issues, and also some mental health issues as well. So even when I came across it, I was so intrigued. Everybody looked, they had the Juice Plus glow. They were having fun. They were going to all these amazing events and parties. They were making great money. They were always out for lunch, and they just looked really, really happy. And at the same time, obviously, you know, they were raising children or, you know, running their businesses all together. So I straight away was really, really intrigued, but I was also really, really scared. I had no confidence. There's absolutely no way I would get on a call like this. I switched my camera off, I switched my microphone off. So the fact that I do these a few years later is an absolute miracle. And I always like to touch upon that subject because I have a lot of people who come to me interested in starting a franchise, and they say to me all the time, I really wish I could do what you do, but I just don't have the confidence. And this business has been the best thing for growing my confidence over the past few years, back from where it was when I was younger, before, you know, kids and health and all of that jazz. And financially, over the past 5 years, it's been absolutely amazing. I started, as Paula said, I think it was, to earn just an extra bit of cash every single month. That was for me, so because I like having my own money. And that's eventually turned into me now earning 2 to 3 times my old full-time salary, which is mind-blowing that I do that from home around the children. As I mentioned, my son's got autism. He literally has, at the moment, it's pretty much an appointment every single day, obviously on Zoom. But can you just imagine if I had a job and a boss and I had to phone every day? I was like, oh, sorry, we've got another one, we've got another one, we've got another one. Bosses do not care. They're not sympathetic to that at all. Most bosses, sorry if you're a boss. But for me to have found something that I can do from home around my children is just absolutely, I'm so, so grateful for it. There's not another business or job in this world that would fit as perfectly as what this business does around me and around my family. And as Daniele said, pretty similar situation for my partner over lockdown. He is a black taxi driver, and his income, obviously with lockdown, there's no one out, so was totally wiped out through the past year. So this business that I started, you know, just for that extra sort of bit of pocket money every month, for this past year has paid every single expense of ours, you know, birthdays, Christmas, absolutely everything, and savings on top of that. So I just look back and think, can you imagine if I hadn't said yes to this business, what would we have done for the past 12 months? So for us, it definitely is the case of something that I started as a plan B has turned into a plan A for us. And I absolutely love everything about this business. And I just would say my biggest top tip tonight was, please don't let a lack of confidence holding you back from saying yes to this opportunity, because it will be the best thing that you ever do to grow your confidence. So I will stop rambling, and I'm really, really excited this evening because I've been doing these calls with James for about a year now, or well, just over a year, and James arranges some amazing speakers for us every week. But tonight we are going to be hearing from James,
yes.
which is
Yes, everyone. And it's great, you know. It's actually happened slightly by default because there was a bit of a confusion with our guest speaker tonight about dates. So he's not doing tonight, he's going to do the 13th of May. So it's my enormous pleasure to tell you my story. And I'm going to do my best to highlight the key things that are really important, perhaps for you, from my story. So I first saw this in 1987. And by the way, I'm going to break my story down into 3 parts, sort of like Lord of the Rings. So it's how I saw it, how I got going, and how I got flying, right? So getting going and getting flying, by the way, are 2 slightly different things, but that's there for everyone. So I first saw this in 1987, and the key thing I want to say about this is that a friend of mine got in touch with me and invited me to an event. So it's a friend of mine called Luke. I was living in America at the time. I was a student. I went to this event and I was so excited to have been invited. I mean, you know, I've always been very business minded. I've always been very opportunity minded. So I was so excited to go. And then I thought, well, what on earth am I doing? But I just went anyway. I saw about 500 people at the event and I was like, what is this all about? But the number one thing I saw that day was freedom. Freedom, the opportunity to own my own life. But then it all came teeming into me. You can't possibly do this. You've never done anything like this before. You don't know anyone who's done anything like that before or like this before. But I sort of pushed it all away. I thought, right, okay, I'm just going to take this on board. What was kind of interesting was that you know, at that time, I had actually got involved very briefly with Amway, a much previous time to that, about 7-8 years before that. So I'd already got a bit of understanding about network marketing, but I didn't actually happen to particularly like that business. Then I came across someone also who had a network marketing business, and he told me, I'm earning so much money from my network marketing business, I don't know what to do with it. And I was like, what? So those things just got me really, really interested in what this was all about. And on top of that, I used to drive to work every day when I worked as a surveyor, and I used to drive underneath a railway bridge near Surbiton, and someone had scrawled on the side of the railway bridge, admit you're bored. And I remember thinking to myself, how do they know? Because I was bored. I was going to work every day, but I really wasn't enjoying it. So for me, there was a big why. And I just want to encourage you, first of all, that we all know people who are really wanting to be invited to have a look at something, who've got a huge why to look at this. Okay, the next thing, the second part of this is I want to talk to you is about how I got going. So I want to tell you right from word go that I was a very, very slow starter. So I didn't really get going quickly at all. My sponsor as such was on the phone to me quite a lot, but I wasn't really responding. I wasn't really doing much. And you may have people in your team who were just like me, not really doing anything, not really engaging. But you know what? I was on the cusp of firing up, and I just needed to have a little bit more input. And let me just tell you what happened to me that was really extraordinary. So my sponsor, not my sponsor, my upline, at the time that I was looking at this, were functioning as the most superb upline, Bob and Sue Burdick. So I was out in the States. I'd got going with the business. It wasn't the Juice Plus business then. I got going with the business. I was sitting on the plane about 60 rows back on a jumbo jet, and I'd got on the plane ready to fly back from Dallas to the UK. The stewardess started walking all the way down the plane, and I could see that she was looking for someone. And she came up to my row, and I thought, oh, she's obviously talking to someone else about their dietary requirements for the flight or whatever. And she said to me, are you James Sanderson? And I was like, oh my God, it's all over. You know, I've been arrested. My pastor's caught up with me. Anyway, she said, would you like to come off the plane? There's a telephone call for you. I was like, what? So I walked all the way off the plane. Of course, everybody looking at me thinking, who is this person? Oh my God, they're going to slow the plane down. This is ridiculous. I came all the way off the plane, and I picked up the phone, and it was my sponsor on the phone. Can you believe that? They'd never met me. They knew I joined the business, and they wanted to welcome me to the company and just say, look, we're so pleased you're with us. And I was like, oh my God, this is extraordinary. So I came back on the plane and I was like, really, who are these people? This is really, really something. And I just want to encourage everyone that, you know, if you've got people in your team, reach down into your team, touch people, because people are wanting and waiting to be ignited in your team. That's the key thing I want to say about that. Anyway, I got back and I decided to get going by running some events. After all this time, I started running some events, and I rang up a friend of mine and said, I got this really exciting business. Can you get some people together? And he did. He got 20 people together, went all the way down to Bath. But again, I went all the way down there with my sponsor, all the way from the US. And actually, it wasn't my sponsor, it was my sponsor's sponsor. They came all the way over from the US. So that one evening, I went sales coordinator. And that line, or that meeting, eventually produced a national marketing director. Can you believe that? About 5 years after that. So it was amazing. But the thing that topped it all, really, in terms of the getting going process, was going to a big event in the US. So I was kind of excited, and I was thinking, who are these people? This is amazing. I absolutely love this. But then I went to an event in Orlando, and I was the only person in my team, because I didn't basically have a team. I went to the event. Thousands of people there. I don't remember anything of what was said from front of the stage. All I can remember was the feeling. I saw such a high level of camaraderie, unity, people having fun, I thought to myself, right, that's it. That is it. I want this. I want this. Whatever it takes, I'm going to make this happen. And I came back to the UK and I thought, now what on earth am I going to do now? So a sales coordinator, my business wasn't really moving. I went, and this is the flying bit now. So I went to an event, again, I went to an event, and Jay Martin, who's the president of the company, was speaking. And it was an event just down the road from here, down in Lily Road in Fulham. And he said something so significant. He said, if you want to be successful in this, you want to find a business buddy. And I went, wow, okay. I really hear that, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that now. So I set out purely and simply with the intention of finding a business buddy to work with to do this. And I found the most incredible person to work with, and we started absolutely motoring. And I think the most important thing that we started doing was that we started running our own events, and we started running with a duplicatable system. We started running with weekly events and monthly events as well, which is basically what we're doing now with the Coffee Success Training. And through that relentless approach of events, inviting people to events, in more and more events, we gradually got to a point where it was absolutely flying. And I just want to encourage everyone, who's thinking, well, I don't know if I can do this. Look, your next step is right there for you. If you just stay in it, stay long enough, close to everything. And I'm just going to finish my little story here with two things. First of all, when I went to that big event in Dallas in 1987, I came back and I was driving back in my car, my old Toyota and everything. And I saw Porsches go past. A Porsche went past, and a BMW and a Mercedes. And I suddenly thought to myself, God, I've seen this most amazing business. I could have one of those from this business. And I thought, oh, no, don't be silly. No, don't be silly. Anyway, in 1993, having started the business in 1988, I was down at Porsche in Reading, buying a Porsche for cash from this. So I say it's my experience, that's my story, but that was the most extraordinary experience. And the final thing I'd like to say about my story is that I used to work for a large firm of surveyors, and I never thought that I could approach any of the people in the top of the company that I used to work for. Anyway, one day I was at an event that we were running in London, and someone came in the back of the room who I knew really, really well. And it was the senior director of the company I used to work for, 500 people in the office in London, I mean, massive. And I knew how he had got there because his son had come into my business. I never knew his son, but his son had been introduced by someone else and then brought his father along. And his father not only came to the event, but he actually joined the business. Amazing. And we had this extraordinary conversation at the end of the evening where he said to me, I really can't quite work this out. You used to be working for me, and now I'm going to be working for you. And I just had no idea what to say. So I just shook him by the hand and I said, that's right. But it just shows what can happen. If we build our network big enough, the people that we can reach, the people that we can touch is absolutely incredible. So that's my story.
Amazing, James. It's so nice to hear that from you and find out loads about your Juice Plus story and history as well. Absolutely amazing. And do you have some top tips for that?
Top tips, surprise, surprise, I have. I've got some top tips. So, okay, these are my top tips. So the first tip that I would say, the first real critical thing is to be excited, to be massively excited. To be excited about the fact that we've got our own business, that we're working with the most fantastic company. There's no company anywhere that comes close to Juice Plus. I mean, nothing. The culture, the people, the way they are, their determination, their commitment, it's outrageous. And I think we can be really excited about, obviously, we're totally excited about the products, but we're totally excited about touching people's lives and having an impact on people's lives. I mean, I'm just getting going with the Tower Garden now. I just can't believe now that we're into another massive product. And everyone I talk to about it is so excited. So anyway, there we go. So the first thing is to be excited. The second really critical thing is to stay in the zone. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean going to events, staying close to people that are successful in the business, listening to people that are highly motivating people, and to be not just in the zone with them, but staying in your own personal zone with your own goals and with your own aspirations. And somehow when we're in that zone, the other things that come up against us will just fall away from us. A disappointment will just fall away. A harsh word will fall away, because we're so bulletproof with the excitement and the focus of what we're doing that we just are absolutely tunnel vision about where we're going. So that's the second thing, is to stay in the zone. The third key point, I feel, is to show the business. To show the business. Now, you know, again, I said I was involved with Amway a long, long time ago. But one of the things that they always do, they always talk about showing the plan. Showing the plan. And it's very, very important to show the business, to show how the whole marketing plan, how it works, all the way from bottom to top. My sponsor always shows that. He said, Jane, the reason why I've got such a big business, and he's got a massive business with vast numbers of qualifiers, is because he shows people right from word go how the marketing plan works. That we want to have a qualifying business, and when we have a qualifying business, that's what unlocks everything in terms of income. So that's a big one. So we want to show the business. The fourth point is what I illustrated, or what I showed in my story, is to go down in the organization, to touch people deep in the organization, and to find the people who are just ready or on the cusp of doing something. Now, you know, I was there. I was ready to do something. You know, I was really thinking about it, but I wasn't quite energized enough. And my sponsor came down alongside me and energized me to get going. So I think that's a really, really important one. And, you know, if I think of someone such as Alex Hamer-Webb, you know, who is obviously a massive icon in our business, sadly gone, of course, but one of the greatest things that he always did was he always went down in the organization to find a key person. He always went down, 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 until he found a key person and started working with them. So I think it's easy to be laissez-faire, just let the group take care of itself, but it's not really the best way. The best way is to work with the team, go down and find the best people. And the fifth thing, and the final thing, is to have a massive, great vision. A massive, great vision. So how big is your vision? So I'm going to give some examples now of how big some vision can be. And we can borrow from certain things. Now, first of all, I want to borrow from a company called McDonald's, right? McDonald's, I mean, great company. You know, everybody likes having McDonald's every now and then. I admit it. I like McDonald's every now and then. I'm not going to slate them. We do something different. That's all I would say. We do something different. How many McDonald's restaurants are there in the UK? How many do you think? 1,300. 1,300. So how big is your vision for how big your Juice Plus business can be? How many restaurants are there worldwide? 36,000. How many people do they feed on a daily basis? 69 million. How big is your vision? How big is your vision for your Juice Plus business? Netflix has 200 subscribers, 200 million subscribers. 34% of the UK households subscribe to Netflix. People are up for subscribing to things. It's the new way. The membership economy is what we're all about, and that is an absolutely booming sector of the economy. And then finally, vitamin and supplement business in the UK is worth, wait for this, 440 million. 440 million is what it's worth in the UK. And the global dietary supplement market is worth 167 billion and is expected to double to 300 billion by 2026. So do we think we're in the right place at the right time? But I got to say to us all, myself included, have we got a big enough vision? I don't think we've got nearly enough bigger vision. I mean, if you go 100 Club, you've basically got 2,000 customers. Well, what's that? It's a drop in the ocean. It's nothing. So anyway, there we go. So that's those are my sort of top tips. Yeah.
Thank you, James. And I absolutely loved all of those, especially, you know, reaching down within your team and just, you know, finding people who really want it and are really driven, and just sort of touching everyone in your team. I really enjoyed that, so thank you. And then just lastly, to finish up, what's your vision for the future with Juice Plus? You've been with Juice Plus for how many years now?
Well, I've been with the company for 33 years, but I mean, you know, I know this is going to sound really strange what I'm saying, but we're only just starting now. We're only just beginning. So, you know, Juice Plus has been a bit of a sort of mum and pop type of business, superbly run by Jay Martin. But now we're going into the big time. So, you know, we've had $1 billion investment from private equity. We've got a absolutely top of the line CEO from another major company in the US who's come into us. And, you know, look, off the record, this is where I see it going. We're going for a flotation on the stock market. I mean, I haven't heard that officially from the company, but that's where it's going. And we're going to a massive worldwide business, you know, across India, across Asia, and anyone on this call tonight within 10 years, I mean, look, I shouldn't, anyway, whatever. I mustn't make any claims, but I'm going to say personally what I think. I am on track to make another fortune in the next 10 years from this business. That's my commitment to myself.
Absolutely amazing, James, and we've got no doubt whatsoever that you're going to achieve all of that and much more with your huge
Everybody can do it. Anybody can.
Exactly. So thank you so much, James, and thanks to everybody this evening for joining us, and to all of our amazing speakers, especially if it was your first time, because I know that that's pretty challenging. But we really enjoyed it. We really appreciate it, and thank you everybody who's joined us this evening. We hope you've enjoyed the presentation, and please get back to whoever invited you on the call if you've got any questions whatsoever. So thank you everybody. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.